need to leave the track. Hempstead players and family, please leave the track area.
From the Mitchell Field Athletic Complex in Uniondale, Varsity Media Sports Network presents the Nassau County Youth Football League 9-year-old championship game. Franklin Square taking on Massapequa. Peter Schwartz with you. We apologize for missing the first couple of plays. This game starting earlier than was advertised, but we are ready to go. Massapequa on the move. We'll take a look at their starting offense. They're in the home black uniforms here for this 9-year-old championship game. There's a look at the starting offense for Massapequa. J.J. DiPietro, the quarterback, and that line, Ebert, Castillo, Orlando, McLeod, Diaz, the tight ends, Maldonado and Velos, in the backfield, Shutt, Grazioso, and Healy. So on this third down here for Massapequa, there's a give up the middle for what looks to be a first down play. And the ball carrier was Michael Napier. Michael Napier, they call him Napes, and his favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. So he gets a run for the first down. And Massapequa moves the chains. And here's a run around the right side. Still going. And it's Aiden Driscoll getting a first down. Take a look at that again on the replay. Driscoll on the keeper. A nice run there. Also plays basketball and lacrosse, so he's a good athlete. Plays football, basketball, and lacrosse. And a big run there for Massapequa. Driscoll with the handoff around the right side. And brought down. Couple of white jerseys there, including Ace Cologne. Driscoll with the carry, Cologne with the tackle. There's the starting defense for that's the Massapequa starting defense. We're looking for Franklin Squares. And now a second down for Massapequa. And the run, bouncing to the outside there, was Brady Constantine. Brady Constantine was the ball carrier. And his favorite NFL team, the Jets. He's hoping to win a championship here with Massapequa with the Mustangs and hoping for a big Jet win in Buffalo later on today. A little confusion here by the officials. And now Driscoll calling out the signals. And again, there's Brady Considine. So there's a flag down there. And they're going to march this off on Massapequa. So it looks to be holding on Massapequa. And on third down, Driscoll. Pitch around the right side. And that was Michael Napier, and a tackle on the play by Ace Cologne. Coming up from his cornerback position, a five-sport player. And among his favorite football players, Tariq Hill and Barry Sanders, who no doubt finished playing before he was born, but probably loves watching him on film. So 4th and long, and Massapequa will go for it. And flags and whistles all over the place. It's going to be offsides. First possession of this game, 5 minutes and change to go in the first quarter. And another whistle, more flags, and we've got a false start on Massapequa. So it's a drive that started out well for Massapequa, but they've stubbed their toe here a couple of times to move it back. And now 4th and 13. Driscoll giving around the left side some room there, closing up right away. And still breaking for some more yards was Brady Considine. It's going to be far short of the first down. So now Franklin Square will take over. The tackle was made by Ross for Franklin Square. And now Franklin Square, the Warriors in their white jerseys, orange helmets. And the ball goes up the middle for not much of a gain. J.J. DiPietro is the starting quarterback for Franklin Square as we take a look at the Franklin Square starting offense. Mentioned J.J. DiPietro, and there's their running backs in the backfield. I think we may have presented that as the Massapequa lineup earlier in the game, so we apologize for that. But there is the Franklin Square starting lineup. Now on second down for the Warriors. DiPietro gives it on the far side. Not much room there. now it'll bring up 3rd and long for Franklin Square. Franklin Square on their offensive line. They have Logan Ebert, A-Train Castillo. John Peter Orlando is their center. Here's a run around the right side. That was DiPietro on the keeper. And it'll bring up 4th down. Let's see if they elect to punt it here or go for it. It looks like on 4th and short, they may be going for it here, at risk of giving Massapequa the ball back on a short field. Massapequa defense. Here's the Massapequa starting defense. Gianfranco Robolino on the defensive end, along with Joseph LaBarbera. James LaBarbera is one of the linebackers. And that secondary's got Nick Bird, Jojo Adona, Liam Kern is a linebacker. And they actually choose to, they're going to punt the ball here, and they're going to give the ball back to Massapequa. So they'll move the ball 20 yards from scrimmage, and Massapequa will take over for their second possession on the other side of the field. Here's our new partnership with Gipper, #1 social media content creation platform for athletic programs. Visit Gipper.com to learn more. So Massapequa will get their second possession just shy of midfield. And here's a run. Lots of room up the middle. And that looked like that was Gianfranco Robolino. And he was brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. Starting offense for Massapequa. We mentioned the quarterback, Aiden Driscoll, Brady Considine, one of the running backs. And you see the rest of the starters on offense for Massapequa. Driscoll around the right side. A little bit of room, stutter steps, gets away from a tackle and gets a few more yards before he goes down. Take a look at the replay. And the tackle made there by Ace Cologne. Got the last hand on the player. So it brings up second down about 4 for the Mustangs. Driscoll gives up the middle. First down for the Mustangs on the Michael Napier run. Michael Napier, number 22. Ross made the tackle. Tegan Ross, a safety coming up. We're told that he is a math genius, so he calculated that tackle very well. Here's an inside handoff inside the 20-yard line. And again, it was Michael Napier, number 22, on the carry. We'll look at it on the replay. They call him Napes. And he crushes right through that hole, gets it closer to the goal line. His favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. And you see his energy so far in this game, and that would explain why he likes to eat a lot of sugar, because he's got a whole lot of energy, and the sugar probably lends to it. There's Napier again down towards the 10-yard line, getting a little bit closer before he's brought down. And let's see if that moves the sticks, and it will. No, it will be short. It'll be like 2nd down and 3. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Scoreless first quarter for this 9-year-old championship game. Massapequa and Franklin Square. No score after 1 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Peter Schwartz back with you at the Mitchell Field Athletic Complex here in Uniondale. Our 9-year-old championship game in the Nassau County Youth Football League. Massapequa and Franklin Square scoreless as we head to the second quarter. But Massapequa is knocking on the door with a 2nd down and 3 inside the 10-yard line. Scan that QR code, upper left-hand corner of your screen, to follow us on social media. And there's a big tackle that's going to keep him short of the first down. Nice tackle there by J.J. DiPietro.
Oh, so that mic's pretty hot.
And there's an injured player on the field, and they attend to that player. And we've got a 3rd down and 2 for Massapequa. And the young man is coming off the field now, so we'll be all set to go. As Brady Considine, who was shaken up on the play. So 3rd down and 2 for Massapequa.
Jeff Turchin would be calling him instantly.
And a little give to Napier. Got the first down, looks like. It'll be 1st and goal for Massapequa.
Oh, my God.
Napier's been the workhorse on this drive. At Franklin Square line. Andrew Castillo, they call him A-Train, number 24. On 1st and goal, Napier up the middle, brought down, shy of the goal line. Good tackle there by the A-Train, Andrew Castillo. And I'm guessing he hit X to make that tackle because he loves to play video games, and I would imagine when he plays with his sister, I would think maybe Madden might be one of the choices because he really came up big and made a nice play there defensively. And again, Napier straight up the middle, and he is in for the touchdown. Michael Napier scores the first touchdown of this game. And Massapequa takes that 6-0 lead. We'll look at the replay once again. And you see Napier bullying his way straight up the middle. And the scouting report on him from his coaches: strong, fast, tough, ability to break long runs out of the fullback position. And we saw a lot of that on this drive. So now Massapequa will go for the extra point. And this time it's Cole Kearney, and he does not get to the goal line. So the extra point is not successful, and now Franklin Square will get the ball back. There is a shaken up player on the field for Franklin Square. We'll step aside. 8:33 to go in the first half. Massapequa 6, Franklin Square nothing on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Peter Schwartz back with you at the Mitchell Athletic Complex in Uniondale. We are in the second quarter, and Massapequa on top of Franklin Square 6-0 in this 9-year-old championship game in the Nassau County Youth Football League. Massapequa just scored the touchdown on that run by Michael Napier. The extra point not successful, so Franklin Square will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40 after giving up the touchdown. And their starting line comes out onto the field. And there's a bad exchange from center to quarterback. And I think Franklin Square fell on top of it. It does look like that, yes. Timothy Shutt, the running back, was able to come up and make the recovery, so no gain. Timothy Shutt, they call him Timmy the Terminator. And he terminated any chance of Massapequa recovering the ball. Up to the line. And the give on the near side. There's some room. And a run there from Grazioso Lucas. And Lucas gets some yards there, also likes to play lacrosse in addition to football. We'll take a look at the replay again. There you see him with some room and coming up to make the play there. A nice tackle by Dylan D.C. Carrozza. Carrozza, a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, making that tackle. Here's a pass, wide open, caught for no, he dropped it. Pass was incomplete. Was right there, and the ball is incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down for Franklin Square. But back to Dylan Carrozza for a second, 44 for Massapequa as we look at the replay, and we see the pass from DiPietro, and the pass is incomplete. But back to D.C. Carrozza, who is a big fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes also likes to eat steak, and aside from football, is an avid fisherman. So, good all-around young man, number 44, Dylan D.C. Carrozza. So, Franklin Square elects to punt, so they move the ball 20 yards downfield. Massapequa will take over 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line, already with a 6-0 lead. Once again, there's the QR code that you can scan to follow us on social media. Massapequa getting the ball back on their last drive. Michael Napier scored a touchdown. And a good job by that Massapequa offensive line. Henry DeMacco, P.J. Novak, Declan McCauley, the center, and Robbie Cielo. There's a first down run. Up to the 42-yard line. 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Up to the line coming Massapequa. Declan McCauley is the center. And here's a keeper. Flag is down as Aiden Driscoll kept it himself around the right side, but there's a penalty marker down in the backfield. And Driscoll slow to get up. And he is down on the ground. There is a penalty marker as well. And we'll step aside while they attend to Aiden Driscoll on the field. We'll step aside. 6-0 Massapequa. Now, you know what? We'll hold it right here because he's up. That's good news. He's favoring his right shoulder. But that's a good sign. So they came out. They have to remove him from the game for at least one play. So Driscoll will come out, and that will mean a different quarterback here for Massapequa, at least for one play, as they will face a second down after the penalty. Michael Trapani will take over at quarterback. And they give up the middle to Napier for a couple. Gio Cacciatore made the tackle on that last play. A big fan of Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Timeout called here by Massapequa on 3rd and long. And that'll give us a chance to step aside. 5:04 to go in the second quarter. Massapequa 6-0 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Peter Schwartz back with you at the Mitchell Field Athletic Complex in Uniondale. We are in the second quarter of this Nassau County Youth Football League 9-year-old championship game. Massapequa with a 6-0 lead over Franklin Square and a touchdown run from Michael Napier. And here's good news. Aiden Driscoll back in the game, and he tries the right side. Brought down, it's like that was Tegan Ross, who's called the finisher. That's his nickname, and he finished that play. And now bring up 4th down and 7 for Massapequa. And let's see, is that Aiden Driscoll coming off again? Yeah, that's the quarterback, Aiden Driscoll. But this time it looks like he's holding his leg. And he is going to come off to the sideline, and it'll bring up 4th down. And once again, it'll be Michael Trapani in at quarterback. So Aiden Driscoll's been banged up twice on this drive. It looks like two different injuries. Now he is sitting down on the sideline. Now Trapani gives near side. Cole Kearney close to a first down, but he's going to come up just a little bit short. Let's take a look on the replay. He had some room, took the inside handoff, and finally bringing him down was Timothy the Terminator, shutting that drive down and giving Franklin Square the ball back in plus territory. So the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 at the Massapequa 45. And the concern here now for Massapequa is their starting quarterback, Aiden Driscoll, who was shaken up twice on that last drive. So we'll have to keep an eye on him and see if he comes back into the game. But right now, it's time for Franklin Square. Oh, and that play is broken up in the backfield by Massapequa. Big tackle there by Chase Brancato. That play had no chance. Chase Brancato, who is a huge Giants fan and a fan, I'm sure he's watched the film, Lawrence Taylor, and that was an LT-like tackle in the backfield. Look at that. Comes right up, makes the tackle. He won the Coaches Award last season and does whatever he's told and does it very well. And he certainly executed that play very, very well. He likes lobster, so I imagine if he continues playing like that the rest of this game, Mom and Dad may just take him out for a lobster dinner. Let's see. Here's a long run now for Franklin Square, and it looks like we're going to have a tie game down the left side, and scoring is going to be Timothy Schutt. A long touchdown run. We'll take a look at this again. And there you see him breaking all the way down for the touchdown. We want to make sure we call the right number there. Let's see, is that 8 or 9? It's 8, so my apologies. That is Thomas Healy who scores that touchdown run. Thomas Healy is the touchdown scorer for Franklin Square. And now they have a chance to take the lead here with the extra point. And that play is broken up immediately. No chance whatsoever, but it is Thomas Healy who scores that touchdown, also plays travel ice hockey when he's not playing football. And his favorite football player is Jamar Chase, and he got into the end zone there on that long run that ties the game at 6 with 2:42 to go in this second quarter. So we're all even, back to square one. Massapequa 6, Franklin Square 6. And now Massapequa back on the field on offense and taking a look to see if Driscoll is back in the game. And he is. And here's the handoff to Napier. Napier's got some room. Still on his feet. It takes 5 white jerseys to finally bring him down. And it looked like it was finally Moises Ojeda. They called a little tank that finally got him down. Look at this run by Napier. They say he's tough. Wow, he really is. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jerseys. And yeah, it was Moises Ojeda who finally brought him down. Ojeda, a fan of the San Francisco 49ers. And again, the give on the left side. That time it was Brady Considine. Gets it down to the 31. So 2nd down and 5 after the 5-yard gain. Flag is down. Again, it was Considine on the carry. It's the legal shift on Massapequa. So they move it back 5 yards, and that brings us back to a 2nd and 10. Here is a run around the left side. Considine again, the ball carrier. And it looks like that was Lucas Grazioso who made the tackle. They call him the Beast. Grazioso also plays lacrosse and is a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals. So we've reached the final minute of the first half. Tied at 6, but Massapequa trying to get back on the scoreboard before the end of this first half. They'll have a 3rd down and 6 from the Franklin Square 32. Napier in the backfield. Driscoll under center. And it's Napier with not much room. Noah McLeod was in there, a couple of white jerseys. He was one of them. His nickname is No Hop and loves to go on vacation. And really, who doesn't? So it'll bring up 4th down and 6. Clock is running inside of 30 seconds to go. Massapequa's got to hurry here as they go for it on 4th down. And it's going to be close. They got a 1st down on the run by Considine. And Massapequa will take a timeout with 16 seconds to go. Nice run by Considine to get the 1st down on that 4th down conversion. .4 seconds left to go in this first half. Once again, there's our QR code. You want to scan that if you want to follow Varsity Media on our social media channels. Always lots of good stuff on Varsity Media's social media outlets. So 16 seconds left, a timeout called by Massapequa. That'll bring them down to 2. I don't believe they've taken another one in the first half. Driscoll back to pass. Pass is complete far side. Wide open is Kearney towards the goal line, brought down at the 2. A touchdown saving tackle with 7 seconds to go. And they'll spot the ball down. Now they wind the clock down. 5 seconds is enough time to spike it down to 2. And they spike it with a 1/10 of a second to go in the first half. A good job there by the Mustangs to get that spike off in time. But let's see if we can go back to that last completion to Kearney. And we're going to do it right here as there's a timeout on the field. But here's that pass to Cole Kearney. And a touchdown. Let's see who's the player who makes the tackle. That is number 10, Tegan Ross. The safety making a touchdown-saving tackle. And now there is a 1/10 of a second to go on the stadium clock. Just enough time for Aiden Driscoll to spike the ball and give them one shot. And now some options here for Massapequa. Michael Napier has been a big part of this first half. Does he get the ball? Considine's had some good carries. Let's see. It's Considine coming up and talking to Driscoll now. Now he flanks over to the left side. It is Napier as the lone running back in the backfield. This will be the final play barring a defensive penalty. He keeps it himself. Driscoll scores for the touchdown. Great job by that Massapequa offensive line. And Aiden Driscoll finishes off a tremendous drive for Massapequa. And they take the 12-6 lead. Let's look at it again. Look at that push. Look at that push right up the middle. Declan McCauley, number 30, got a big push as well. And now they'll go for the extra point. There's another angle. And whistles off the extra point. It's a false start on Massapequa, and that'll move them back. Now they'll try the extra point once again. Back to pass Driscoll, throwing, pass complete to Kearney. Cole Kearney hauls it in for the extra point, and Massapequa takes a 13-6 lead at halftime. We'll look at it again. Driscoll, wide open to Kearney. And Cole Kearney, my kind of fellow, loves All-American hamburger and French fries. He's a Knicks fan in basketball, a Chiefs fan, and a fan of Travis Kelce in football, a physical and tough football player. And he makes the play there on the extra point, and that brings us to halftime with the score, Massapequa 13, Franklin Square 6 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media, and there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there is a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know, from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit. Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules Sports Advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth. If we can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports, we can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics. And you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media.
Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait, reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next.
Peter Schwartz back with you at the Mitchell Athletic Complex, and we are just underway in the third quarter of our 9-year-old championship game as Franklin Square trails Massapequa 13-6, and the Warriors will start the third quarter with the football. And a loss of a couple of yards on that first down run will make it a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13. And some movement along the line. Looks like Massapequa would jump, but were they drawn? Let's see. It's offsides on Massapequa. So that'll make it 2nd down and 7. Long 7, short 8 for Franklin Square as they try to get back into this game down 13-6. J.J. DePietro getting the call, getting the play in. DePietro looking for some room. Flag comes in, and he is brought down. And it's a hold on Franklin Square, so drive not starting out well for the Warriors. And it'll bring up 2nd down once again, but now all the way back at the 33. Quarterback for Franklin Square, J.J. DePietro, has 2 older brothers that are playing in the championship games here today. So there's the Massapequa 10-year-old team that's playing after this one and the 11-year-old team. And there's a sack. And that is Liam Kern. They call him the Colonel on the sack. And I'll bring up third and very long for Franklin Square. Liam Kern loves cheeseburgers and the San Francisco 49ers. And it also says that he loves sacking quarterbacks, and he just did that right there. So his bio is 100% accurate. Now let's see if he gets some cheeseburgers later today. Speaking of which, that makes me a little hungry. Listing all the favorite foods of Massapequa's players. DePietro with the handoff, not much doing there. The touchdown scorer, Thomas Healy, brought down very quickly. And it'll bring up fourth down, and Franklin Square will punt. And that moves the ball 20 yards up the field. And Massapequa will take over their first possession of the second half at midfield. And actually, they will spot it down at their own 49. So Massapequa first and 10 from their own 49. Massapequa Mustangs with a long history of success in youth football, dominance, and you can see how these young men are prepared when they get to the next level in middle school and also for Massapequa High School. Here's a run. Napier into Franklin Square territory. Gang tackled. Well, my apologies. That was Brady Considine on the ball as the ball carrier. So Considine took that one around the left side. And among the tacklers for Franklin Square was Michael Lobato, whose dream one day is to play football for Penn State. A great football atmosphere there in Happy Valley, and there's a run that goes nowhere. It's a tackle on the play by Franklin Square's Noah McLeod. But it went far enough that it moved the sticks. Just made the first down. Inside of 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, Massapequa with the 7-point lead and looking for some more. And here's the give to Kearney. Cole Kearney. And nice ankle tackle there by Mateo Sanchez. And he wears number 3, and his favorite football player is Buffalo Bills defensive back DeMar Hamlin, who also wears number 3. Considine, again the ball carrier. Good yardage for a first down at the 30-yard line. Finds that hole. Brought down by a host of white jerseys. Well, you got to give Massapequa quarterback Aiden Driscoll a whole lot of credit. Banged up earlier. Here's Considine with a run to the far side. Breaks a tackle inside the 20, down to around the 15-yard line. Another good run for Considine. But back to Aiden Driscoll. You remember in the first half, he was banged up twice on the same drive, and he has been able to come back in this game. Real tough young man. And look at that run on the far side. And finally was brought down by Lucas Grazioso. So a first down and 10 now for the Mustangs at the 16. Clock running, 3:40 to go, third quarter. Some confusion perhaps in the backfield here for Massapequa. Cole Kearney. Kearney down inside the 10 to the 5, still on his feet, brought down at the 5-yard line. Finally brought down by a few white jerseys, including Thomas Healy. And it'll bring up first and goal for the Mustangs. Here's our field angle. You see Kearney breaking tackles. And let's see, it was Healy, and he also had Tegan Ross, the finisher, making that tackle. Cole Kearney inside the 5, penalty marker comes in. The tackle was made by Timothy Shutt, but let's see what the flag is. Let's go on Massapequa. It's a hold on Massapequa, so a costly penalty will bring the ball back to the 15. Both teams have brought not only their fan bases, but their cheerleaders with them as well. So a big pat on the back to the young ladies on the cheerleading squads for both Massapequa and for Franklin Square. Super Bowl Sunday for them as well. Another flag on the play, and again, we'll have another first and goal for Massapequa, but that penalty was on Franklin Square, so the ball has moved down to the 20. That's Napier. Napier back in the game, down inside the 15, close to the 10. Just outside the 10-yard line. It'll bring up third and goal. Napier with some bruising running, and you saw the ankle tackle there from Tegan Ross. Napier to the left side, towards the end zone, touchdown! Michael Napier with his second touchdown of the game, and Massapequa rolling now up 19-6. We'll look at it again. Strong play by the offensive line for Massapequa. You see them pushing off. Dylan Carrozza made a good block as well. Interior of the line doing a great job. And now they'll go for the extra point. Quinn McCauley on the right side of the line for Massapequa. Here's Kearney. Kearney for the extra point. He's got it. So Cole Kearney finds the end zone, And with 1:19 to go in the third quarter, Massapequa now up by a score of 20-6 here in the 9-year-old championship game of Nassau County Youth Football. Let's look at it again from the field. You saw Kearney find that hole. And Massapequa rolls 20-6 here in the third quarter. Don't forget, coming up after this game will be the 10-year-old championship game, and that'll be the Belmore Braves against the Massapequa Mustangs. Now, game set to start at 1 o'clock. This game started a little earlier than we expected. So I would anticipate that game will start a little bit earlier than 1 o'clock. So you want to stay tuned after that. And again, 2 more championship games to follow after the 10-year-old game. Jared Veluzzi will have the call of those games a little bit later on today here on Varsity Media Sports Network. Franklin Square with first down run. And that was J.J. DePietro. So Franklin Square's got some more championship games coming up later today. As I mentioned before, DePietro's 2 older brothers are participating, so you'll look for that later on today. Gain of a yard on that last play. It'll bring up second down. Coming up on 30 seconds to go. In this third quarter. DePietro keeps it himself up to the 45-yard line. And it'll bring up third down. That may have been the last play of this third quarter. Let's see if they rush to get one. It's actually going to be an injured player here for Massapequa. That will stop the clock. But again, here is that run. 91, Quinn McCauley took a big hit on that run. I don't know is he the player that's down? It is. That's 91, Quinn McCauley for Massapequa. Let's take a look at that again. You see Quinn McCauley coming across to make the tackle, and he hurt his shoulder maybe on that play. Quinn McCauley, a defensive tackle and a tight end for this Massapequa team. Big, strong athlete that moves well, has an opportunity and the ability to be a pancake blocker on every play, dominates on defense. He made a great tackle there, shaken up. And he sounds like a really good kid because he likes orange chicken. So, I mean, I think any kid that likes orange chicken is good in my books. He is a Giants fan, so I disagree with him on that. But still, we hope he's okay, and he's being helped off the field, and we will hope that he is going to be okay. And he made a good play on that tackle. And they have assisted him over to the sideline. And he now has taken his helmet off. 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. DePietro. It looks like that was a fumbled exchange, and Massapequa's got the ball. Massapequa takes over on the fumble recovery on the bad exchange. We'll see who came up with the loose ball. With 6 seconds to go in the third quarter, Massapequa is going to take over on the 45-yard line of Franklin Square. So there's 6.1 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Massapequa will take over after the fumble. Couldn't quite see who came up with it, but in any event, Massapequa has it. And now the give is to Considine around the right side. Gain of a couple, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. And at the end of 3 quarters of play here in the 9-year-old championship game, it is Massapequa 20, Franklin Square 6. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Peter Schwartz back at Mitchell Athletic Complex here in Uniondale. We head to the fourth quarter of this 9-year-old championship game with Massapequa leading Franklin Square 20-6. And here is a run up the middle. Napier down to the 35-yard line and a first down for the Mustangs. And now Michael Napier is shaken up after that run. And the coaches will come out and take a look. And that's a good sign there as Napier is quick up on his feet and he'll come off. You recall on that last drive, Quinn McCauley got shaken up for Massapequa, and he was carried off the field, but now he has been brought over to the bench. That's a good sign that he was walking over, and he's now on the bench being attended to. So we still hope that that he'll be okay. So I know he's got one of his coaches talking to him there on the bench. Now first down for Massapequa. Here is Kearney. Kearney takes it down to about the 31-yard line. And a timeout called by Massapequa. So we'll step aside. 9:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Massapequa 20, Franklin Square 6 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
As we come back, another run here for Massapequa as they come out of the timeout with a big gain. Considine Brady Considine with that first down run. As we approach 9 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, and Massapequa trying to put the finishing touches on another championship, this one at the 9-year-old level. Considine around the left side, and he has a few yards brought down on the play by Christopher Simeonitis. Call him CJ. Would love to play for the Mets or the Giants one day. Loves to play sports and video games, and his favorite player is Saquon Barkley. And now a second down run here for Massapequa as we see the 10-year-old Mustangs running down the track, getting ready for their championship game. Another quality run here. Napier was shaken up last time he was on the field. Back. And that'll bring up a first down here for the Mustangs. So Massapequa continues to pound out the yardage, move the sticks, and have that clock run. Now, I would imagine if all goes according to plan for Massapequa, the rest of today with their other teams playing for championships could be a very happy, they choose to do this, very happy celebration at All-American Burger in Massapequa later today. And here's another touchdown run for Considine. Considine around the left side. He scores, and that blows this game open now 26-6. Brady Considine took it around the left side and was barely touched getting into the end zone. And that brings us to 26-6, and the Mustangs will go for the extra point. And taking it himself is Driscoll. Aiden Driscoll for the touchdown run. And Massapequa makes it 27-6. Trying to see where Quinn McCauley went. We had told you that he had moved on to the bench on the left side. I was not paying attention to see where he wound up going now, but I'm looking on the sideline to see if he is on the sideline. We'll see if we can get an eyeball on him. But in any event, Massapequa has now blown this one open. It's now 27-6 with 7:24 left in this fourth quarter. Here's a pass down the middle, incomplete. DePietro was trying to hit Vincenzo Maldonado. His nickname is Enzo. He also plays lacrosse. Favorite football player is Josh Allen. So Franklin Square realizing the situation they're in, putting the ball in the air there. Here's a run up the middle. Big gainer there for Thomas Healy, who has the Franklin Square touchdown. And he gets a first down across midfield. Look at it again. Nice blocking up front. Logan Ebert was in on the block. Good job by that line right there. You see 99, Lucas Grazioso as well. Timothy Schutz out there on that line. Three backs in the backfield, and another run here for Franklin Square. Lucas Grazioso making that run. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. This drive has looked good here for Franklin Square. Moving the ball. Another run up the middle. Good job there by the quarterback, DePietro, keeping it himself. And a first down, moving the sticks here for Franklin Square. Dylan Carrozza made the tackle on that last play. That first down run. By the way, Quinn McCauley, I think, was just in the game a few moments ago, and we saw a player run off the field, and I do believe that was him. He's on the sideline now, number 91. So that's excellent news if that was indeed what I saw just a few moments ago. Now whistles. Oh, and a flag came in. DePietro, right after the whistle, a Massapequa player came in and pulled DePietro down. I don't think that's going to be a penalty, but there was a penalty on the line here, and it's going to go on Franklin Square. They'll move this back. That timeout's going to be called here by Franklin Square as this drive has hit a little bit of a roadblock here with that penalty. So we'll step aside. 4:45 to go in the fourth quarter. 27-6 Massapequa on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
DePietro is pulled down in the backfield off the snap as we came back from break. It looks like Christian Paglia made the tackle. Let's take a look on the replay. No, I'm sorry, my mistake there. Let's see who that was. Was that 20? Yeah, I think that was 26, Christian Paglia. On that tackle, 33, that was Liam Kern who made the tackle. Christian Paglia was in the neighborhood, likes country music and the Giants. Another hit as DePietro got rid of the ball. The pressure came in, the pass was incomplete. Pressure came right up the middle. Let's take a look at that again. Let's see who that Massapequa player was that came right up the middle. That was Joseph La Barbara. Call him Joey. Again, he's a Giants fan as well. Of team first mentality, and coaches just absolutely love that. Very coachable and attentive. Big fan of the Giants and a big fan of tacos. All right, great job by both of these teams providing information on the players to us. And here's DePietro off to the right getting some yardage. But thank you very much to the great people at Massapequa Mustangs football and also Franklin Square Warriors football for providing us with background and information on the players. And I know there's still some players that we did not mention on the broadcast yet, whether they were in the game or not. So I want to try and give a shout out to players on Franklin Square like James Yoon and Christian Leva, Michael Abedo. I don't know if we mentioned his name today. Billy Arsemis, Dylan Segro, as we have a stoppage and a timeout on the field, so a chance to just run through some names. Joel Roas Ramos, Nicholas Ermogenis, Logan Ebert we did mention earlier in the show. A-Train we mentioned as well. Lorenzo Centauri, Gio Cacciatore, Moises Ojeda, Carter Klupt, Yassine Hinawi, Angelo Zanzanico. His play is back underway here, and Massapequa takes over with a chance to run out the clock and a run to the outside as Massapequa moves the sticks on that run by Declan McCauley. I think that was number 30, McCauley. But in the center. No, I don't think that was McCauley. My apologies if I missed who that was. It could have been Nicholas Bird as well, 20. Maybe that was a 20 I saw. But 3 running backs here for Massapequa. And a tackle in the backfield. That was 13, Joseph Jojo Adana, the ball carrier. Good tackle in the backfield. And the tackle there by Lucas Grazioso. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Other players on Franklin Square we did not get to today. Devin Calderon, Stefan Charnetsky, Christian Velos. Congratulations to Franklin Square on a great season. There's a flag on the play, and the ball carrier was Nicholas Bird, number 20. And I believe that Nicholas Bird was that ball carrier a few moments ago that I mistakenly called Declan McCauley. Nicholas Bird, they call him Nick, another Giants fan, loves Justin Jefferson of the Vikings. A tough and physical corner and safety. Runs well off tackle, which we just saw there a moment ago. Players on Massapequa we may not have mentioned: Eddie D'Agostino, Franco Camarada, Jack Dagliolo, Henry DeMarco, PJ Novak, Robbie Cesor, Robbie Zachor, number 24. I don't think we mentioned on the broadcast yet. Jack Fountain, Chase Brancato, Robert Cerciello, Massapequa Mustangs, who are a minute and change away from a championship. So again, congratulations to both teams. Franklin Square for getting here to this championship game, and Massapequa rolling to another championship under a minute to go until that happens. Here's a run up the middle, and that's going to be another touchdown for Massapequa. No! Caught from behind. Michael Napier was caught from behind. He had all kinds of room and great hustle by Franklin Square to bring him down before he got in the end zone. Let's take a look at this again and see who that was that brought him down. Napier ahead of steam. And look who that is. That is the quarterback who's also a linebacker, J.J. DePietro, who brings down Napier at the 19-yard line. So while the game is out of hand, 27-6, and you love to see this, players playing until the game is over, DePietro racing to prevent Napier from getting into the end zone. And now with 20 seconds to go, I would imagine you'll see, oh, they just dumped the coach with water. They didn't have a Gatorade bucket, but Massapequa just dumped their coach with water bottles, a whole bunch of players. I imagine they'll take a knee here, and that's going to be the end of the game. As Massapequa, I tell you, I didn't say it before, but there were a bunch of Massapequa players that were milling about on the sideline. It would hit little shades of Harry Carson and the Giants in the Super Bowl. Remember Harry Carson putting that yellow security jacket on, and they dumped Bill Parcells. Well, I saw some Massapequa players, and you kind of figured they were up to no good, or maybe it is good, and there they are celebrating the championship, spraying water, and they got their coach good with a whole bunch of water bottles, and they celebrate a championship here in the 9-year-old Super Bowl of Nassau County Youth Football League. The final score, Massapequa 27, Franklin Square 6. So that was a wonderful scene, watching those kids spray their water bottles on top of the coach, not having a Gatorade bucket. This is pretty cool. I have to say, my son won a youth football championship a few years ago, a number of years ago now, and they were able to get their hands on a Gatorade bucket and dumped it on their coach. So that was pretty cool to see. In any event, you see the handshakes going on right now, Franklin Square and Massapequa. Massapequa will hoist another championship trophy, and there you see the Mustangs running through the two lines set up by their cheerleaders, and they'll come off to the sideline and continue to party and celebrate this championship that they've just won. And that could just be the beginning for Massapequa today, because coming up in a little bit is the 10-year-old championship game. Massapequa will take on Belmore, and they'll also play in the 11-year-old championship game. That's the follow later on today. So a wonderful performance by Massapequa. Again, congratulations to Franklin Square on a great season. There you see coming up next. You'll want to tune in before 1 o'clock, because this game we just did started before 11:15. So you might want to just tune back in before 1 o'clock. Massapequa and Belmore coming up in the 10-year-old championship game. So I'm Peter Schwartz for our entire crew, which includes executive producer Ben Turchin, technical director Abraham Nieves, and on camera Travis DeLuise and Sam Schmitz. Again, 27-6 was the final score. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay with us, though. More championship football to come here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.